What's going on, guys? I am Average Joe and welcome to my first ever Football Manager YouTube upload. I've been thinking about doing videos like this for quite a while, but never had the incentive to go and do one. But thanks to Rick Malloy over at TTTV2, he's running a Sir Alex Ferguson challenge and encouraged his followers to do one as well and kind of let him know how things are going over there. So that was the push that I needed, and this is mine. I'll just give you a bit of a reasoning why I'm called Average Joe. My name is not Joe, my name is Daryl, but I am your average football manager. I'm just like everybody else, probably 90-95% of people who get the game and struggle with the tactics. An average year playing the game for me would be get the game, spend 8-9 months on it, trying all the different settings, trying all the different player roles, trying different tactics, getting frustrated, going on the forums, downloading the attacking 4-3-3 formation or killer 4-4-2 or whatever the formation might be, and then playing it in my game and then realizing it doesn't work, and it's just frustrating. But the last FM14 and FM15, I've really come to grips with the game. I don't know if it's easier or it's just that I know kind of what changes to make now and kind of how they affect the game. But there is a greater sense of enjoyment when you actually find a formation that works for you and you adapt it to your team and the way that your team plays, and you start winning games with a tactic that you've created and not just a plug and play one that you found online. So I do encourage anyone, if you are struggling with it, keep at it, and eventually you'll get it. So the Sir Alex Ferguson challenge, for those who don't know, it's a challenge where you start in the Premier League and you holiday until 6th of November. And at that point you take control of whatever team is in 19th position in the Premier League, just like Sir Alex Ferguson did when he took over Man United. So Rick over at his channel, and the challenge, there are certain goals that you've got to hit. You've got to win your first league title within 4 years, I think it is, and there's some other cups and titles that you've got to win within certain time frames. We'll get to those a little bit later on. Rick over at his channel, when he holidayed, he got Sunderland, which isn't a bad team. He could have got one of the promotion teams, could have been on the cards for going back down again, which you'd expect for a team being in 19th. But he ended up getting Sunderland, which is not a bad shout. And for my Sir Alex Ferguson save, I got Stoke, which again isn't a bad shout. I definitely can see being able to keep Stoke in the Premier League. They're a team that have been in the Premier League for quite a few years now. Like I said, it's not like a team that came up this year or came up last year. So where were they predicted to finish? 13th. So not too far down from where they were expected to finish anyway. But the reason why, I have had a quick look around their club, the reason why I think they're down in the bottom is because they just have a ton of injuries. Like even in their under 21s. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 injuries at any given time there, plus 2 suspended. It's a bad situation to be in when you've got that many injuries, especially to so many of your starters. The team, they've got Victor Moses on loan from Chelsea. He's a handy player. Doesn't look like he's been doing too great here in the league. 6.48, only scoring 1 goal, 1 assist in 10 starts. Maybe we might need to give him a kick there to get him scoring a few more goals. And who else did they have in on loan? Philip Walsheed from Leverkusen. Henning looks a pretty solid defender as well, so hopefully we can get a bit more out of him. He's not doing too bad. 6.69. We'll see what else we can do. Speaking of the defense, I had a look at their previous games, they've only won one game, which was the game before I took over, but they have scored in every game apart from 2, so I don't think they have a problem scoring goals. I think they just have a problem just not letting them in. So I think the defense is definitely somewhere where we're going to have to strengthen. And speaking of areas that we have to strengthen, I only have 2.3 million to spend, only a wage budget of £8,000. Obviously I can adjust that with the slider up there, but I don't think we're going to be able to be bringing in anybody permanently to change the world with that amount of money, with 2 million. So I'm probably going to have to hit the loan market pretty hard, bring in someone, at least 1 or 2 more defenders, depending on what tactic I'm going to use. I don't know what tactic I'm going to use yet, depending on the players. I'll have a look around at that a bit later. And then let's have a look at the schedule. So the next game is Tottenham, which I think that will be my first live com. I'll do Tottenham just to see if I can keep the one game winning streak alive, and see if we can start working up the table. Let's have a look at the table and see how many points off. So we're joint bottom, 6 points. So 1 or 2 wins, and that could get us out of trouble there. Leicester and Hull, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. You know, right up until 13th, which is where we were predicted anyway. Only 1 point separates 17th to 13th. So, you know, it's still early days. 10 games in. Oh, we got a game in hand as well, so that could easily, on goal difference, if we come back, we could be easily. Oh no, that will put us in 18th anyway. Yeah, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, top 4. Man United in 7th. So yeah, I guess that's how we kind of started the season anyway. But I think that will just about do it for now. One thing I will say is don't expect a tactical masterclass. It's not what you're going to get from me. As I said, I'm an average manager. I'll have some ups and downs. I think I've got just about enough to see this challenge through. If you do want a masterclass, then you definitely want to check out someone like Work the Space or Dr. Benji. Those guys seem to have their tactics down pat. Work the Space, taking Lewis FC from I think the 9th tier of English football up to the Premier League, and Dr. Benji's doing wonders over there with his Swindon lot. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description to Work the Space and Dr. Benji and TTTV2, so you can go definitely check out those channels. We'll end it here. If I could get 1 like on this video, I think that would be amazing, seeing as it is my first ever upload, so don't be too cruel. They will get better, don't worry about it. And we'll talk to you guys in a bit.